The Professor Oak Challenge is all about collecting as many Pokémon as you can before each badge, with no cheating or trading. This challenge often requires dozens of hours of grinding just to get a single gym badge, but in Generation 2, there's a grind for one Pokémon that's considered so tedious and ridiculous that most people taking on the challenge opt to skip it. This challenge is to get the early Moonstone before the first badge, to evolve Jigglypuff into Wigglytuff. And I've heard that this guy is stupid enough to try it. The only way to get this Moonstone is to save up enough money with your mom that she buys it. And with a finite number of trainer battles and items on the ground before the first gym, there's not enough money to obtain this, unless you pick some berries and sell them. And by some berries, I mean like over 2,000 of them. Last year I took on my first Professor Oak challenge in Emerald. And this year, I'm going to be taking it on in Pokémon Silver. But before I can even really get into this challenge, I think that this Moonstone deserves its own video. Here's my journey to get the early Moonstone in Silver. I'm sure you're wondering why I chose Silver version over Gold or the definitive Gen 2 game Crystal. And it's mostly because I grew up with both Gold and Crystal, but not Silver, so the funny little sprites in Silver look brand new to me. So to start out my journey, in the spirit of the Professor Oak Challenge, I named my character Prof, which is of course short for Profile Picture You Used on Facebook in 2008. I also opted to start this out on the 3DS Virtual Console instead of an actual cartridge because I was under the impression that the trick that I'm about to do is only possible on the Virtual Console version of the game. But, spoiler alert, I was actually wrong. While I still can't figure out how to put this cartridge in my 3DS, this can be done on any copy of the game, and I'll be moving the save file to a real cartridge later. And another little advantage of being on the 3DS is that we can see how many true hours this took by looking at the activity log. So let's see how long this takes. On June 8th, I took a break from Safari Week to start reading this guide by J. Amethyst in starting my journey, setting the text speed from mid to peak.
If you want to boot a Virtual Console game the cool way, hold down the select button. Now we're in Game Boy mode.
Indecisive of a starter, I just decided to go with Totodile because that's what I was feeling in the moment. We need to immediately take the berry from our Totodile, which I named Berry, and be sure not to use any items because we're going to be selling all of them. Every penny counts. Now we head to Mr. Pokemon's house, collecting every item along the way. And when we get there, we see a pretty important character.
This is the guy whose challenge I'm taking on right now. No way, dude.
Then we battle our good old rival, Triple Question Mark, which is a battle we need to make sure that we win because we don't want to lose and drop any money. I totally thought his name was Triple Question Mark as a kid. Then we'll get 5 Pokeballs from the Professor's aid. We're not going to use any of them actually, and we're going to go and sell everything we've collected so far. Then we need to backtrack to New Barktown and save all of our money at the Bank of Mom. In order to receive all the rewards we need from Mom to get the Moonstone, we need to avoid a few optional trainers for now, including the most popular trainer of all time and his top percentage Rattata, Youngster Joey. Instead, for our first battle, we take on Youngster Mikey. And after that battle, our mom should call us with a new item deposited into the PC. Then we go back, withdraw this super potion, sell it, and backtrack all the way back to Mom again to save the rest of our money. Then we battle our next trainer, Bugcatcher Dawn, and get a call from our mom about getting a Repel. We don't have to backtrack this time because our next threshold is very far away. Then we'll be collecting some more items, taking on a few more trainers, including all the gym trainers at Falkner's gym, except for Falkner, who we won't even be fighting in this video. And then we'll be making our way to Sprout Tower, where we have a bunch of items to collect and a lot of sages to battle. Except for these 2 sages at the end. The one standing by the pillar, and the one that our rival defeats at the end. Though we can go ahead and get the escape rope here and sell that as well. Now in Silver version at this point, if you collected every item, you should have 2137 Pokédollars and your mom should have 4103. That puts us at a grand total of 6240, which is just shy of our next item threshold at 7000. We can subtract 80 from that though, from the prize money when we eventually fight that next sage. And at this point now, the only way we can earn money is picking berries. So to make up for the 680 Pokédollar deficit, we're going to need to pick 136 berries at 5 Pokédollars per berry. This is the beginning of the gameplay of the rest of the challenge.
So did you understand all that? I'm really not sure what that expression means.
After an hour of setup, it's time to save in front of a berry tree. Any berry tree will work, like this one in Violet City, but I'd later learn that this isn't the most efficient one. Now, if you're playing on 3DS, I thought the only way that you could advance this, at least according to the guide I was using, was to go all the way into your system settings, change the date, go in, pick the berry, save, and then exit out of the game and rinse and repeat over and over again. This is the method that I stuck with for a very long time. And I opted to just pick one berry too, instead of going to every berry tree in the region. Because it's a long walk to go to all of them, and you have a much higher chance of running into an uncatchable shiny if you collect all the berries every day. Ultimately, I think it's faster to just collect the berries from one berry tree anyway. I didn't get much berry picking done this first day though, because I had a safari zone to hunt in. And I had places to go the next day.
Oh yeah. Now this is some music to listen to while going through Texas. Going through some wide open fields, all sorts of country. Wait, this is anime music! This is anime music!
I made a treacherous journey into the jungles of the foreign land of Texas, where I intended to meet up with some friends like Bro Sidon, Tales of Taylor, Quick Panic, Darth Vader, this stormtrooper, whoever the guys are on this painting,
Shiny Rockruff.
some Doog, this guy who just sat down in the middle of the stock footage that I was taking right here, and I don't even think he realized it. He was someone who I met up with too. And one of my new best friends, Kotatsu, who I met through random pure coincidence at this Pokemon store. And anytime that we weren't going absolutely insane collecting shiny Pokemon in the safari, I was picking berries. I was even picking berries while also hunting safari sometimes. It was definitely one of the most Pokemon-filled weekends of my entire life, and I just had a total blast picking berries with the boys. When all was said and done, I didn't really end up actually picking that many, just a little over 60.
I'm tapping out.
No! No! You said this would be fun! Bring me to life.
But any progress is progress,
Fortress.
and I drove back home.
Hey, can you turn this song up? I love this.
Oh, hell yeah!
Just a couple days later, I was traveling again, and for some reason Steven Stone was there, and I was on a plane, and I also kept getting this annoying system update prompt, and I was too afraid to update while on the go in case it broke my modded 3DS. So I had to get around that. The flight was only an hour long, but according to my 3DS system settings, I was on that plane for over a month. I also hit my first 99 stack. I eventually wound up in the foreign land of Georgia, USA. And oh, it wasn't Steven Stone who was a part of this trip, it was John Stone. My bad.
This is like not normal colored.
Straight diesel.
Cheers.
This is entirely syrup.
This isn't even Baja Blast. This is like some raspberry thing.
John Stone flew me out to his place specifically to do some VR gaming for a couple hours. And then I flew home. Okay, that's not entirely true. We were actually kinda in the studio, doing some Pokeradar races.
We're live, everyone! Twitch.tv! Wait, I can't plug on your video, sorry.
I mean, you could if you want to.
No.
And even though I mixed up his two cats Giuseppe and Guinness and had to wear the cat ear headphones of shame as a punishment, I kind of swept him.
Sweet little treat.
Shiny! There's the sweet little treat!
Get the buns. Dip them in Fanta.
Shiny Patch, they're not broke.
I don't know the name of
Shiny!
them. I was showing off my shoes.
I'm sorry.
Except for the second day of races. We don't talk about those.
Oh.
I got it! Yeah! Burn time!
The entire time, off to the side, I was also picking berries for the challenge. And we also recorded something else for another level 100 gauntlet I have planned, because I love starting projects that I probably won't finish for a couple years.
We'll get there. Surely.
It was an awesome couple days of gaming, and it was insane to see the Johnstone stream room from a different perspective. It might seem like it's June right now, but actually, it's 2024. Happy New Year. He also found and almost failed a shiny and go for the content.
Record me at least having it first.
Yeah, okay.
Oh no!
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
I don't know where it was either.
Oh,
it's right here.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, there we go.
I must admit to y'all, I'm kind of cheating on this challenge. I'm not going to be the one that collects every single berry. I'm getting John to collect some right now. How's it going, man?
He won't let me leave. Please call the cops.
I hope I remember to cut that out in editing. All right, my final reset at Johnstone HQ.
But how did he do?
All right, we got our final Purse Cure berry for right now. Got 3 stacks of them. We're in the 300s right now. I gotta go pick the berry from that tree so I can sell it for $5.
I had an awesome time hanging out with the person that inspired me to start doing Professor Oak challenges in the first place, and I decided to fly back to Louisiana before the Georgia law could catch me for labor-related reasons. I was not very cozy on my flight though, as I had 2 seats to myself with 2 tray tables. How unfortunate. This meant that I had space for another DS on my tray table and for my Biscoff cookie and drink. This was probably one of the worst things to ever happen to me on an airplane. But even when I got home, I wasn't done traveling for the week.
I got a regular Baja Blast, and now I'm going to my parents' place.
On this trip home, there was one common theme that I just couldn't stop thinking about. The berry trees, and how they were calling my name for making a ton of money.
Don't reset your berry trees too fast, or this might happen. I don't think I'm going to be able to reach the berry in that tree right there.
I think the berries from this tree might fetch a higher price, but I'm not really sure how to pick them. Do you know how to pick them? Do you know how to pick those berries? No, I don't think you do.
This might not be the best idea, but I'm doing it. Because there are lots of trees down here with lots of Purse Cure berries and lots of tiny bits of money I can get by selling them to get this moonstone.
If you noticed earlier, I'm well past the 136 berries that I need for the next item. But it's not urgent to immediately go and sell everything. I decided to keep picking berries while I still had an interesting backdrop while I was traveling. But I couldn't help but think of the future of this challenge, and how boring this grind was going to be when I didn't have interesting backdrops. It was then that I remembered a little known feature in the Gen 2 games that wasn't even mentioned in the guides that I was reading for this Moonstone challenge. The ability to change the clock with an in-game password system, which would allow us to instantly refresh the berries without having to go to the 3DS home menu, and without even requiring it to be on the 3DS Virtual Console. If this worked, it could work on any copy of the game. You have to make note of your trainer ID, your exact case-sensitive trainer name, and the amount of money that you currently possess. And then using a password generator like the one on Blue Moon Falls, you can get the numbers that you put in by putting down, B, and select in at the title screen. It's a slightly different combo in Crystal version, but it also still works in that game too. And it turns out, every time you reset the time with this, you reset every berry tree. Taking our resets from these 1 minute long resets involving going to the 3DS system settings to half the time. This was the biggest optimization of this entire challenge, and it really sped things up for the rest of the weekend. Some people say that this might be cheating the Oak challenge because it involves using a code, but this is something built into the game. And if this isn't allowed, I don't see why changing the 3DS calendar settings would be either.
If I cross the median here, lots of perfect berry trees.
Things were progressing really well with this challenge until the Nintendo Direct on June 21st when they announced the Shiny Gimme Ghoul raid event. This was a very sudden side quest that also became its own video, and I'm still not done hunting this Gimme Ghoul yet. But I didn't even let these ghouls stop me from picking some berries every now and then. On June 30th, I traveled home again and started really grinding out these berries again, while also taking a trip down memory lane, looking at some old Pokemon stuff from the Gold and Silver era.
This was one of my favorite magazines to pick up from Walmart as a kid.
It was so much fun seeing this every month. There's always some excellent art in here. Bayleaf. Digimon are a load of pants. I want Pokemon cards. Free Fosberry t-shirt to every new member. Swap any card with anyone. Alright, here's a little introduction to all the Pokemon I'll be catching on this Silver Oak challenge. Shuckahole, my guy. 30 years. What's really crazy is that I still order booster boxes every now and then from Collector's Cash. I think this Beedrill is really the hot stuff out of all of these. Alright, so current price guide says first edition base set Charizard is $200. Just following this price guide, I will gladly go a little higher even and give you like $250 if that sounds like a good deal. Alright, so John predicted Scovillain, and I'm sure this will be a regional variant of Vileplume eventually. I'm really looking forward to the move Potty Dance.
After this trip down memory lane, I felt like I had mastered the art of picking these berries, and I wanted to showcase that. I've mastered the art of doing this by sound. I'm going to close my eyes and do this whole process. Listen, check this out. Alright, so we reset. We hold down, B, and select here. We're on the menu now. We press down, A. Then we navigate over 3 slots. Up 1, up 4, up 3, down 3. Alright, and then we mash the menu here. We're resetting the time, we just keep mashing A. Now we're here, we collect the berry, listen for the jingle. We got 2 more text boxes to clear. Then we open the menu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're on save. Do this almost 1,000 times and you really get this down. I'll say that. They held a fireworks show downtown to celebrate my mastery of this, and there was an insane after party.
Man, you know they just saw us.
I'm jealous.
I started to wonder what the Jigglypuff I would catch and evolve with this Moonstone was up to, if it was even remotely having as much fun as I was. I kind of doubt it.
Jigglypuff! He's living his life! Let's go!
Yeah, I can't help but feel sorry for it. I just kept on grinding, while experiencing a little bit of role reversal while hanging out with some friends, since instead of wearing the cat earphones of shame, the cat itself was wearing the cone of shame. And we watched one of the Christmas movies of all time.
Dude, they're shake, dude.
I also picked some berries while playing in the ice cream flavor Splatfest.
Team Strawberry. I had to pick Strawberry because, you know, I'm picking berries.
Alright, so today's July 19th, and I have figured out this morning that I'm ultra confused on what progress I've made on this so far, and exactly how many berries that I need. So I'm about to go in and get the 3rd and possibly 4th items here, and then see how far I am from actually getting the Moonstone. Our current berry total is 1461. So now we're going to take this copious amount of berries and sell all of them, and then deposit just enough money at home with Mom so that she has 6920. Then it's time to get in another battle. We're going to mosey back to the Sprout Tower and battle Sage Lee at the end. After this battle, we should get a super potion from Mom. Sell it, and deposit money so she carries 9944. Now we battle the last Sage here, and get a Charmander doll that we unfortunately can't sell for anything. So now at this point, we'll have 12,054 total, and we need 14,984 to finish the challenge. Meaning we need 2930 Pokédollars or 586 more berries to pick.
So, did you understand all that? Oh no, your whole molecular structure changed. That's bad.
And for these final berries, I went to a slightly more optimal tree outside of Cherry Grove City that gives regular berries instead of Perscure berries. Because the regular berry has a shorter name than the Perscure berry, we spend slightly less time on every text box with it, which really adds up when you're picking 586 berries.
Streaming some of my Heatmore hunt, but also doing this on the side.
This was pretty much the perfect side activity to do while streaming, and I plowed through the rest of these berries in just a few days.
Hi YouTube, hi YouTube. Okay, there we go.
Got a few helloers. July 28th. The end is in sight. I'm on my final sets of berries right now. And I think that's it. That is 586 berries. Let's save the game, sell these, take this to Mom, and fight the true final boss, Youngster Joey. And that's the exact amount we have. Alright, it's time to fight Youngster Joey. Oh my gosh, it's all lining up. We did it. We beat him. There she is right on cue. There it is. We got the Moonstone. How long did that take? 15 hours and 29 minutes in game time. This is not the actual time.
Mom only spends 3,000 of the 15,000 on the Moonstone, so we can pick up the remaining 12,000 and then use it to buy Pokeballs. Meaning we can go and finally catch our Jigglypuff, who's been really enjoying a foosball tournament for some reason.
First encounter on the route, too. It was meant to be. I love the catch animation in Gen 2. And we got it. The Guildmaster. And now, even though it won't learn any good moves, we're gonna evolve it. Now that was a journey right there. 46 hours and 21 minutes.
Then, using 3DS Homebrew, I backed up my save file, took the SD card and put it in my computer, used the converter tool on Blue Moon Falls, and used this USB device called the GB Operator to put my save file from my 3DS onto an actual Silver cartridge, where I will be doing the rest of this challenge in another video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.